Okay, fuck. Ooh, got filled prematurely. Okay. Taking profit here. So that was all very fast. uh, no open orders. So that was violent. Didn't expect that. So we're testing here. Don't know where my drawings went. We're shooting up to previous session high. Which is important point of interest. It's marked down here. Don't know, the label is gone, but the line is still somewhat correct. So that's why I was eager to take profit in that area, because that is resistance. So could today be a trend day? From what I have looked at briefly in the morning, and I shared a couple of slides with you, where we were opening inside the previous day's session range, high and low. And I looked at the 15-minute chart, and you can see here the first 15-minute bar. Here's the second. That's the signal bar for the school run. School run lines are in there. And let's put it like this. Also, we only have a tiny gap, so we're almost opening here neutral. Those examples were not encouraging. Yeah. So if anything, might want to trade the anti, which is just really, in this case, a scenario where you see that. Also, no real big gaps, rarely on an FOMC day, so it seems. Yeah. Okay, we actually, my assumption is today is going to be rather a range-bound day, and we will see a lot of chop. Looking at this first 5-minute bar, just touched the previous session high, right? Good. Always have to trade the market right in front of us. Historic examples, they can give us guidance. But yeah, it's pretty much double topped here. If you ignore everything overnight, right? Just looking at cash sessions, double topping here. I've found resistance, so sellers stepping in right now. Or there's some profit taking going on. So now the age-old question, is that a pullback or do we see continuation? Again, we need to trade the market right in front of us. So basically the 2 hours before the open, 2 hours and 15 minutes, this bar here set in motion. uptrend. Here was the cash open, and so far looks bullish. So FTSE shot up too, also running into resistance here. First bar positive. FTSE, however, in a clear gap up situation. Oh, on a higher time frame. I think that must have been the all-time high. FTSE is attacking that right now. So it's really not far away. So it's the question now, what will happen? Will we double top here? Or will we make new all-time highs? There's so many lines. Okay, let's maybe delete those lines. Okay. How do I get this off? Ah, okay. So the high comes in at 938. No, that can't be, right? High is 938. I put the line is... Okay. Close enough, I guess. So basically above their all-time high area. Should we double top there? Or shall we choose to sell the double top? I don't know. And come back down here. Then the first bar positive would issue a sell signal below the first 5-minute bar. Don't know why my numbers are off. Ah, okay, for this reason. Good. So that is touched. Yeah, never sell an all-time high, right? I'm holding off on that. So unless we come down here. If anything, we should be bullish the FTSE. But I'm not a big expert in the FTSE, and and the FTSE has the uncanny ability to always make a move and retrace, make a move and retrace. That's why those first bar negative, first bar positive signals work so well. Okay. So 1-minute chart, you can see here was the touch, previous session high. Retraced. Now we're making a second touch. And yesterday I briefly spoke about the significance of a second touch. This is an important level. And DAX reacted to it. But just by a mere, I don't know, what is that? 25 plus a couple points. So now second touch. And now maybe that pullback is already over and we see continuation. So also remember that here on the, you can see on the daily is a little bit too much, but on the hourly, you can see that we have been for the past 2 days in a sideways movement in a tight trading range. So we try to expand in both directions. Didn't happen. Traded back into the range. We opened up here in the, say, in the upper half. The midpoint rather comes in around here. Opened up in the upper half. Now let's see if bulls make an attempt to break higher on an FOMC day, where I personally would expect not so much action, to be honest. Okay, up there, coming back down. It's the question, fake out, or can you call that a fake out, or is it just a higher high double top? It's just a couple points, right? Well, 10 points nonetheless. So my plan is, unless I see really signs of very bullish activity, my plan is to treat carefully in this session. I'm expecting rather chop. Yeah. There's easy days to make money, and then there's days where need to survive. And we got a nice buffer here with the espresso. Didn't have time to adjust the orders properly, so that's why I got filled probably already earlier here. But hey, it's what it is. It can go both ways. So not unhappy about that. Now FTSE coming down. Is this shit? So okay. Yeah, overnight low. Let's make this yellow. That clearly here, where we're trading right now, is overnight high. We find, does it turn into support now? Remember, old resistance can become support. Oh, that seems to be previous session high. You see we're on a 15-minute chart, 1750 to 1730. I believe the FTSE closes at 1730. Oh, and that would be the low. Yeah. So okay, I took purple here for session, high and low, gray for overnight high and low, and what we looked at the daily chart, that over here, and above that all-time high territory, that is a yellow. Yeah. So Trade Nation charts updating very fast. There we go. Significant double top. If it turns out to be one, so far looks like it. Still have down here the opportunity to sell on the first bar positive. Just not ready to commit to anything yet. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it can go up, down, and sideways also. That also was a previous session high and the previous session high. That we reacted to here in the DAX. And there you see the shit already happening. Yeah. First 15-minute bar is a bull bar. The second 15-minute bar is starting to form, guess what, inside the first 15-minute bar. Choppy chop chop. So my trading range bias so far confirmed, but if we are only 18 minutes in. Also the overnight range box, which is basically everything from, I don't know, midnight till 8 or so. On Tom's chart, that's what he encloses there. It's equivalent to my overnight high and low, because the high and low happened after midnight. So Also, we didn't manage to close below, if you can see that. But now we're heading lower. It's not like, I mean, yeah, 2 consecutive bear bars. But this one is rather small. It's a small body. It didn't close below the previous bar. Does that mean anything? It just means sellers are not ready to fully commit yet. Of course. If there's continuation, then that looks very differently. There we go. 15-minute chart. Guys, should my bias be confirmed here, and this will be a choppy chop day, I don't want to waste your time and mine. Let's do the questions right now. Keep an eye on the DAX. I'm probably holding off on the FTSE. Don't know what to make of it. If it was any other day, I would probably sell short the FTSE on a double top. When I have some confirmation, that means maybe close or 2 below, maybe on a 10-minute time frame. Because it's on the daily chart. Or on a phishing signal, you know, if we close below the bar that made that new high. I would probably do that. Okay, so your questions, ladies and gentlemen. So, Peter. Hi, Andy. I have been trading for an embarrassingly long time now, and overall I'm slightly profitable, but it doesn't exactly pay the bills. It seems to be in a cycle of make profit, increase stake, lose it all, and a bit more, decrease stake, repeat. I don't think it's just I trade badly after a stake increase, although that is definitely part of it. It seems that I increased my stakes towards the end of a winning streak, so there's an inevitable losing period at a higher stake that seems to decimate my account. Is there a light at the end of the tunnel, or should I just shoot myself in the head immediately? I'd just like to know if this was an experience you have been through, and if so, how you dealt with it. Thanks, Peter. Oh, Peter. First of all, I'm feeling you. Please don't shoot yourself. Not in the foot, not in the head, not at all. You're trading for a long time. You're overall slightly profitable. So that means one thing, that means you're not losing money anymore. Right? So when you're not losing money anymore, you are already very well ahead of the curve and very close to actually making it, right? It's actually what Larry Pesavento once told me. I met him at that Trader Tom Symposium in 22. Talked to him, and that point I was like, I'm just a break-even trader, and he was like, hey Andy, if you're a break-even trader, you're very close. And it's good that he said that, and maybe it's also good that somebody says that to you. So why does size have an impact on our trading? Because look, out there in social media, there's so much nonsense. They're all talking about stacking and compounding. Yeah, it just doesn't work like that. You know, I had a career before I started day trading in 2020. And I was also self-employed as a consultant, managed projects, got paid very well. So I had some cash, so and I put it in a trading account. 100 lots, I think it was the Dow, pulled the trigger, and on my very first trade, I lost 16,000 euros, right? So, took me a while to figure out that size must be earned, because size is an amplifier. What does it amplify? It amplifies all those emotions, all those detrimental behaviors that we're trying to fight to get rid of, you know, those things that are detrimental to our success as traders. Yeah? We managed to get rid of them at one lot, and they come back hard, maybe already at 2 lots, you know, for some at 10 lots. So higher size must be earned, and yeah, there's a good old Murphy's law, right? That the toast always lands on the buttered side, right? And maybe the losing streak comes inevitably after you increase lot size. I would say increase more gradually than you might think, not just double it or whatever. Just be mindful of that it's an amplifier, right? All that stuff that you worked so hard to keep in check, they come back, and they come back with force, right? So we have to build tolerance, right? You can't, if you are 200 kilos and want to work out, you can't just go to the gym every day and work out for 2 hours. Yeah, your heart can't take it. You would probably die, you know. So maybe just walk to the gym. Maybe just do 5 minutes of exercise. You know, just slowly get started. So what do I mean by that? If you're a 10 lot trader, maybe don't increase to 20. Maybe increase to 11. Yeah, or to 10.5. If that makes sense. Phew. Still not a close below. Yeah. Hope that helps, Peter. You got this. You got this, brother. So, Robert Taylor says, will you trade FOMC later? Yeah, well, Robert, here's the thing. I trade with you today 2 sessions, so that's already 4 hours that I commit to you guys. And I think tonight I want to do, you know, it's also, I have an agreement with my wife, you know, I have a wife and a kid. Usually Wednesdays is my day, you know, where I have an evening off. So my usual Wednesday program is I go first to the cigar lounge and then to karaoke. So I might take my my laptop to the cigar lounge and trade the FOMC, but streaming from a laptop out of a cigar lounge feels a little unprofessional, if you know what I mean. So There we go. The school run is an absolute inside bar. Don't worry about that tiny little bit of wick there. Textbook inside bar would be up until the same level here. I just poked out a tiny little bit. So no. Guys, I'm staying out. Let's do a couple questions and maybe a smaller session today. So, Hirschi, good morning. James, that was a quick espresso. Yeah, that was quick. So those, if you mark those areas of interest, the open can be very violent. So that's to get an idea where to get in and out. So there is Alexander. Good morning, Andy. I don't know if it will work for everyone, but as many people, I was lacking discipline, especially when losing. To have the control of trading and emotions is obligatory to have control of every other aspect of your life. Thus, I created an Excel where I do a checklist with everything during my day. Okay. Can I send it to you so other people can benefit from it? I use Gemini for that. Tell the people to use those tools because they help a lot. By the way, it is in Spanish. By the way, I took the double top on the UK and German indices. Great trades already closed. Brother, if you trade a double top on the daily chart, you shouldn't close that right now. There's and where is it on the I don't see it on the German index, so I don't know what you double top there. But if you look where that market came from, you should, your first target should be maybe here, second target there, third target somewhere down here, right? Well, just don't short the stock index on the daily and then get out after plus 10. That doesn't make much sense. So anyway, a Gemini list that you created in Spanish, I don't know what's the benefit of that to others. That's tailored to your specific needs and life. Look, I'm almost 50 years old. I have a 5-year-old daughter, and I can assure you that my life as a family man looks much different from the life that I had when I was 20 and zero obligations. So, and discipline, I have a very specific outlook on that. Discipline only is a necessity. Yes, you need to be disciplined. But if discipline would take care of everything, every gym bro would be rich, right? So I go to the gym more or less every working day. Today I will train shoulders. And there's some ladies and gentlemen that come there regularly, absolutely in great shape. You can see they have great discipline and keeping a specific diet and working out regularly. But not all of them. And this I don't look down on anybody. It's not what I'm trying to convey here. To be successful in trading, you need a hell of a lot more. It's just a basic requirement to have some discipline, yeah? To show up every day and to do your preparation, to stay in good shape. Be mindful what you put in your body. But checklists usually, we make rules. All of us have done that. Oh, we lost and it's all shit, and then we start over again, and then we open a PowerPoint or whatever, or a large language model of your choice, and then we're like, now I will make some rules for trading, right? And now I will adhere to those rules. And then you write down, after 3 consecutive losses, I will stop trading for the day. And whatever you write there, yeah, and then you end up breaking it anyway. And that's not a discipline problem. That is a totally different problem. That is your reptile brain. And your reptile brain basically sits right at the neocortex. And your reptile brain is just faster with the fight or flight response than your rational faculties, right? So, because if you look a saber-toothed tiger in the eye 100,000 years ago, would you really want your rational brain to take over? Oh, that looks almost like a pussycat, doesn't it? What a nice fur. Oh, those tooths are long. I wonder if I'm, if you would have all those thoughts, you would be dead, right? So, you need a split-second decision, be flooded with adrenaline, and fight that thing to the death, or run, or freeze. If you don't know what else to do, maybe it leaves you alone. Play dead. Right? So you need to keep that reptile brain in check to be successful. Because all your checklists and all your protocols and all your post-its and rules and whatever, you will break them anyway unless you tackle that. And the success is in the work that you are avoiding. Yeah? So, if you don't mind, Alexander, thanks for your checklist generated with Gemini and in Spanish. I'm not sure if that's something that's tailored specifically to you, is of much use to others. You guys can tell me if you want, but I have the feeling might not be. Not so much value. So, but good that you have checklists, good that you have a process, brother. Travis, wow, Trade Nation didn't even trigger my buy order. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Sam, there's no sound from your Telegram. Is now sound on my Telegram? Because I swear to God, I switch on sound on Telegram. I have to unmute myself when I start a streaming session on Telegram, and then it's then it sometimes switches itself off. So, good. DAX is looking very bullish, but I think we could see a double top short again. And that is from Felix, and he said that at 12 minutes past 9. Yeah, but there's also FOMC later, and historic examples have shown a lot of chop. Also the FTSE, you see the 7 closed below barely closed below 6, but definitely closed below 4 and 3. But now we get this bull bar. There was a little bit of reaction to that level, but we made technically an all-time high, if I see that correctly, right? On the second 5-minute bar. So don't want to just short. Usually, if I short a double top, I'm not afraid to do that. I just do that without any confirmation, just when it hits that level, and hope for the best, right? So because if I'm right, I get a lot more points than if I wait for confirmation or whatever. But today, expecting chop. We made an all-time high. Do I really want to bet on a direction? So if anything, if that was a normal day, I would never short an all-time high unless I get some serious confirmation. So if you're familiar with Tom's fishing technique, so you would look on a 10-minute or 15-minute chart. So yeah. So this is a high double top, right? So this is, for example, on a 15-minute chart, this is the bar that made that new high. So only if we see a bar that closes below the bar that made that new high, then we would sell short on close of that bar, right? Stop loss above here. So that would be something that I would consider. Oh, but we definitely have a second touch now. Maybe can, with half size, maybe buy the FTSE here. Buying the FTSE here. But I don't have much conviction, right? So that's why I buy the FTSE in half size. On a second touch, what if we just established a trading range and I was I should sell short here, right? And buy down here. Anyway, so more questions. So we have some position on. Do I really have read that correctly? So let's look at the weekly chart, monthly chart. Yeah, no. $938.3. Yeah. We're in all-time highs. So in the FTSE. Nothing wrong with buying that. Even on an FOMC date. It's worth a shot, right? Safety first. Andy! 3 exclamation marks. Hope your day is going great. Yeah, so far, you know, I didn't sleep much, brother. I had 2 coffees, 2 double espressos, 2 double espressos and an espresso. Just want to let you know that we appreciate the fact that you have a live video of you running during the trading session. It is awesome to see the face go red in all its German glory when you channel your passion for some of the questions asked. It's not going red. That's just the webcam. What I would like to know is, why does Tom not show his face? It would add certainly je ne sais quoi to the session. a certain je ne sais quoi to the session. Yeah, that was a shitty idea, was that, right? To sell the FTSE, to buy the FTSE. Is it unfair for him to hide that bald perfection and vein popping action when his brain gets going, not making any demands? Just curious. You have to ask Tom. Look, this is his channel. Is his audience is probably used to do it that way. I don't know. I probably, you know, I did a little bit of streaming for my own humble social media followership in the past on the X platform, and I was always doing it like this, you know. So I wasn't really thinking about it. I was just doing what I've done before. The FTSE is in a trading range that okay. We tried. So if you get lucky, we will maybe find support here. But this there you go. Okay, can't blame myself for trying. So, Mark, hi Andy, which setting do I change to show the trades entry exits on the chart? Hey Mark, can you figure that out for yourself? I'm really, I believe you are perfectly capable of doing that. Look, usually in any software, this little gear here might do the trick, or this little gear here might do the trick. Settings, or this little dollar sign might do the trick. Who knows? Maybe you can read the manual. Here's the manual. Yeah. Right. Why are you guys so lazy? I don't understand. Why do you think I give you support? Like not even. It's not like you really have a technical problem or don't get something to work. You know. Let's try something here. When you ask me a question, I will ask you back. What have you tried so far? And if you're just asking me out of convenience, right? Like Andy will take care of that. That's not a fair use of my time, because I would also have then to check. I believe, yeah, you have to click here, right? And then you have to switch that on and that on. But you probably also need to enable that module here, you know, enable transaction history, right? So I would have to click around here and then type that up for you when there is literally a manual that you can read. Mark. So hopefully you get my point in a way that it was meant. Yeah. And the point being, don't be lazy. Read the manual. So, sorry, mate. I don't want to be rude. I just want to get a little bit of discipline here in the people. I would be, if you regard, you know, I'm nowhere near as good a trader as Tom. I don't have nowhere near that reputation or whatever. But if you want to learn something from me, yeah, then guess what? I require that you don't delegate stuff to me that you can figure out for yourself, which is just one Google search away, or you know, checking a manual or something like that, because in those markets you have to yourself, right? You're on your own, and that will do you good. So, John, Tom said 30 trades, double your size. I do 30 trades and 20% increase gives time for it to work and doesn't wipe you out. Might help. John, if we have to give a little bit of context what you're referring to. So was probably to the gentleman who after he sizes up always runs into a losing streak, and I already talked a little bit about size being an amplifier and all that. So what you are referring to is, let's give proper credit to Mark Douglas, because he came up with that 20 trades exercise. It's the 20 trades exercise was not designed to size up, but you certainly could tweak it in a way, right? But the 20 trades exercise of Mark Douglas is more like there is behaviors in trading that are useful, and there are behaviors in trading that are not so useful, right? So, and the 20 trades exercise of Mark Douglas is purposefully done in very small size. Yeah, you put some money on the line, you need to, so so it is real and it feels real. But before you do that exercise, you write it off, right? Like 20 times your stop loss value, whatever that is, $400 or whatever, you write that off as an investment in your trading education, right? So, and then you do that exercise, you take those, when that setup comes and you have to find something that is purely mechanical, it's about behavior tweaking, right? So you take that next trade without fear or hesitation, and then it's either take profit or stop loss, or however you define it, right? Very mechanical. So, and the idea is that you override bad behavior with good behavior. Yeah. So that you just take the next trade without fear or hesitation. Usually the exits are hard, and especially if you have discretionary exits that, like with the school run, doesn't come with exit rules, then that is hard. So you might tweak that with a size increase. The problem is that 20, 30 trades, you might lose during that time, and then you lose with higher size, and that hurts, right? So not sure if that is a really good idea. I would rather recommend, but that's just you do whatever works for you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying that I know it all, I figured it out. I would just say build tolerance for a higher size, earn that higher size by slowly increasing it. So, but thanks, John. You know what? Maybe it might even help for someone if you set it up correctly. Ooh, Peter says, hi Andy, I've been trading for an embarrassing, that's you, okay. Yes, Andy, thanks, love that you've joined the channel, thank you very much. Okay. Jail. Good day to you, Andy. From your own experience of using Trade Nation, how fast do they process your withdrawal requests? Since you told us you withdraw the funds to pay bills, so you must have done it quite a lot. Thank you for answering. What's that question? And even if I don't pay my bills with that, I probably have withdrawn. I'm over 6 years with Trade Nation or TD365 before, but that belongs to Trade Nation. Was a brand of Trade Nation. Yeah. Depends how you fund your account. If you use bank transfer or if you use credit card or Skrill or whatever, you always receive the money through the way that you funded your account with, right? So if you put money there via bank transfer and you get it back via bank transfer, if you put it there to via credit card, you get it credited back. It's always the same payment way. I don't know, business day. Also, don't forget, I'm not in the UK, I'm in the Czech Republic. That might also play a role. One business day, usually. So, Sören. Hi Andy, I have an issue with my glasses because after the first half an hour of trading, I start to see things. Only trading the first half hour after market open is an overall profitable for me. But if one session is a losing session, then I start seeing patterns, doing trades that eliminate my previous profits. Interesting. So, a couple of things going on here, right? So you might have developed a sense for the first 30 minutes, and you can say that it's a lot happening after the first within the first 30 minutes after the open, right? That can be, of course, you can specialize in the trading the first 30 minutes and learn all the intricacies and do your research around that. Or there can also be an issue here. I don't know. Maybe you're good with when there is some to catch a quick move, something like that. And then when it slows down, you're getting impatient. You're taking trades out of boredom. I don't know what you're seeing there. Are those things that you are seeing good reasons to enter the markets? Do you put a reasonable stop loss there based on structure, or at least large enough based on ATR or something like that? And then can you stay in and hold? Or are you just a fast scalper of initial volatility, right? Whatever style you have developed there. So maybe some things you might want to check. So that's the owl guy. Hi Andy, what's your opinion on self-sufficiency? It's on my mind as I'm planning to switch to trading as my main income next year. Do you think you could survive on your own trading profits without any income from your wife or investments or ever? I think as I'm old school, right? So please don't take that the wrong way, ladies and gentlemen, especially the ladies. I'm old school. I believe that as a man, you have to provide for your family, right? So my wife works, yeah, yes, but that's her choice, and I respect that and I support that. No problem. I'm just in that sense old school. To rely on the support of your partner for a brief period of time, if it's clearly defined and you have a serious conversation about that, why not? But then also clearly define when that time is over and what's your plan B, right? To be on your own, I mean, I was self-employed before, so The thing is, we all are different, right? So I'm an all or nothing guy, you know. I believe that if I did that, FTSE doesn't look good, right? If I did that half-assed or next to a job or whatever, the job would always have priority, right? So only when I feel like I'm back against the wall, that FTSE is coming down rather, right? Oh, look at that. DAX is coming down too. Just filled the gap. Guys, I'm closing my FTSE here. Closed FTSE. That didn't work, didn't it? No. So, who would have thought, you know, an inside bar on a day where we expect a range-bound behavior, usually you would do the opposite here. You would trade the anti. That might still play out, but so far selling short here would have been a fantastic idea. That looks like it's going further down. Okay. Shall we take it? What do you say? Let's wait for the close here in the FTSE. DAX is really wouldn't have expect the classic school run to work today. Also, where would it bounce, you know, if you expect it trading back into the range or the anti-working? Certainly yesterday's close is a magnet, can provide support. So maybe we see it now trade back into the range, but that was a good close for the bears here. Huh? Ah, okay. Yeah, good. Nope, I'm holding off. Seriously, fuck that. I want to piss away profits here. Carlos, show the rule of 4. This is the day the people should know about it. I will do that. Thanks for always being so nice. Am I so nice or haven't giving you... Herrick, the developer of the Trade from Chart software, asked me to give a quick shout out, and I will certainly do that. For all Trade from Charts users here, this software here, there will be an update later, since Trade Nation will be updating charts to latest. So older versions will no longer work. So watch out for the Trade from Charts Telegram group. Yeah, and the new update will include support for the latest version of Chart IQ. This is basically the charting package that Trade Nation uses ahead of Trade Nation's upcoming infrastructure upgrade. It also introduces multi-chart support, initially 2 charts per window only. So does that mean I don't need to do this anymore? Bloody hell, the DAX is selling off. Wow. Herrick says thank you. Okay. Lokendra from India. Thanks for being here, Andy. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to help us. How do you detach yourself from the outcome and commit to the process as real money is on the line? How do you calm the nerves? I trade small and still can't watch the market once I'm in a trade. How can I be more objective with the markets apart from trading small, which I'm already doing? Thanks. Yeah, well, Loki, my friend. You need to be a professional loss taker. You need to develop yourself into a professional loss taker. The sooner you wrap your head around the fact that trading involves losing, and also sometimes losing consecutively, the earlier you will be able to handle that, right? Best loser wins. Maybe this is a good start, right? Per says, Andy, thank you, brother, for all the psychology and honesty. It's good to hear a confirmation of my own experience and fight and learning curve. It is a curious and exciting universe we try to master 40 centimeters from the screen. Yes, best loser wins. I agree, brother. Thanks for that. Super chill. Super chill. Super chill from India. Hi, Andy. Could you please share what worked for you psychology-wise? I know it's difficult to pinpoint, but if you could just discuss. Okay, Loki already asked my question on psychology, I think. No, trading psychology is a large field. And when I say you have to become a professional loss taker, that's not going to help you, right? What is going to help you is to maybe read a little bit about trading psychology. So if you haven't read Tom's book, I would maybe start there. You can read Mark Douglas. You can try the Mark Douglas exercise, the 20 traits. You probably also find an old recording of a Mark Douglas seminar on YouTube. Don't be lazy. I will not find that for you. Find it yourself. You can read the works of Dr. Steve Ward. Dr. Steve Ward, who is working with high stakes traders and high performance hedge fund managers, guys like that, right? So yeah, that might be a start. And since this is very individually, not all the things that worked for me will work for you. But a big part of what I'm doing is, and I have that from Tom, it's also in his book. I have a book of horror, right? It's just a PowerPoint presentation. When I was that on Monday's US session, I was in a Nasdaq trade, and I added to it, and I got out, and then I watched that thing continue further and further and further, and I could have captured maybe double the points or triple the points even. Yeah, and that stuff doesn't sit well with me. So I took a screenshot of that trade was writing a lot of annotations, puts that into PowerPoint, my book of horrors. And there's a lot of such examples in, and every trading session, before every trading session, I look at an old example in my book of horrors, or 2 or 3. I pick a random number and remind myself of the guy that I don't want to be anymore, right? And that's a way that helps me. Maybe it's something else for you. So, okay, super chill. Hope that helps. Alessandro, good morning. Andy, first of all, as always, congratulations, everything you do every single day. Thank you very much. I wanted to briefly tell you about my situation. After spending a long time and losing a lot of money trading discretionarily, for the past few weeks, I've been trying to address my issues with oversizing and overtrading by following a simple discretionary strategy. The strategy is to trade the breakout of the first 5-minute candle after the market opens, with the stop loss placed at the high/low of the single candle, and fixed take profits of 40 points on the DAX, 50 points on the Nasdaq, 60 points on the Dow. My feeling is that having clear, predefined rules could really help me overcome my psychological issues. Of course, I know that many times I'll be leaving a lot of money on the table because the market will continue well beyond my fixed take profit target. What do you think about this kind of approach for someone who has consistently lost money trading? Thank you very much for your reply. Big hug, Alessandro. So, first of all, well done. You have shown there's some self-awareness and you have done something about it. So the development of a trader, according to Mark Douglas, I believe, is from mechanical to discretionary and then maybe to intuitive, right? And for a while, just sticking to one setup with predefined entries and exits, right, is exactly or is a hallmark of the Mark Douglas exercise, right? Make it as mechanical as possible, and then you take those 20 trades, yeah. So and the Mark Douglas exercise has helped a lot of traders, generations of traders, I believe. And so it's well worth your while to do that, at least for a while. The problem is, of course, that no mechanical strategy, unfortunately, will work forever. Markets change, market conditions change. And of course, you can do your research, you can backtest and try to adapt. And that's all good and well. And the DAX and the FTSE are really teasing me to take short positions right now. Oh, you said something now. I forgot. If I took a loss on the first trade, I enter with double size on the reversal. I backtested it and it works. I'm not sure if that's a good idea, brother. No, don't do that. Don't double up because you lost. It's very, very bad. It's very, very bad. Don't do that. Guys, just for information for myself, let me switch that on. Just clicked sell in the DAX and in the FTSE. Seems to be a sell-off going on here. I don't want to miss that. Yeah, no, doesn't matter if it works and if it's a lot of charts. It's about the principle, Alexandro. So why don't you trade double that size to begin with? No, don't double up after a loss. That is, it's not good risk management. I would really encourage you not doing that. So, there you go, Andre. Hi, Andy. What is the dollar? What's the dollar? Doesn't show. So, brother, you mean this here, right? Transaction history does not show on my TFC chart. Andre, have you read the manual? Huh? Have you read the manual? So, you've lost sound again. I don't believe I have. Manual. What is the dollar? What's the dollar? Doesn't show. So, sound. Andy, I've been trying to chat and ask questions using the email, but like a dope, I've just found this chat option. Question is, does this chat work? Nick, my friend, this is time now to switch on the FAQs for newbies. So, ladies and gentlemen, just watch what I'm about to post now. There you go. All right. Read. Those are the 4 questions that I get asked all the time and I have answered over and over and over again. So I made this mini FAQ. Kind of look at it. Just, there is no chat. There is no chat, brother. There is no chat. So, more questions. More questions. Telegram sound is working. Okay. Hi, Andy. I feel much more sniper. Hi, Andy. I feel much more confident when I trade with your guidance. It's like having a teacher in the classroom explaining every step and showing me how to make better trading decisions. Your explanations make the learning process clear, and I generally like I'm improving with every trade. Oh, that's a great compliment. Thank you very much. So, Chris, he asked yesterday whether I swing trade, and today he says, thank you for yesterday's in-detail answer. I'm 33, have 2 kids and a full-time job. Normally I have 2 days off. I have 2 days home office per week, and I'm looking for a way to gradually make it in trading. I can't be around consistently around the open or monitor a 5-minute chart for hours. I dig deeper into the idea of trading the daily or 4-hour, 1-hour chart. It is obvious that this requires a larger stop, and therefore the movement must be larger to profit from. The cost of holding for several days eats up a lot. How are your thoughts on this, and what would be your approach to this situation? Trade futures, brother, or an ETF or whatever. If you want to, for example, this is a very good example, is if you want to sell the double top here on the daily chart here, right? So you come from your job at, I don't know, at 5 a.m. or at 6 p.m., you know, and the FTSE trades around here at 8:30. Well, okay, see, then you peacefully sell short the FTSE, put a stop above here, and then just wait for your profits. or getting stopped out. Huh? And tomorrow you check again at 6, right? So that's how I would do it. Yeah? With futures, you don't pay overnight fees, right? So if you're a swing trader, you might look into trading futures. Or since we're trading stock indices here, there's maybe an ETF that you can use. But I don't know how it is with leveraged ETFs or any other instruments. I would simply probably trade futures. So, greetings from Regensburg. You're not so far away, brother. Greetings back. So, Bostian says, hi Andy, great work on your side as always. Just wanted to forward this. Is it the EU session from the 15th of April 26? It is the EU session from the 15th of April 26. Your premiere on this channel and the first mention of espresso trading approach. All the best. Okay. So if you want to find the espresso video where I explain the espresso, go to Tom's YouTube, find my first appearance, and that was, according to Bostian here, on the 15th of April 2026. Paul, rational, want to analyze how big the tooth is, so needed to get closer. I know what you're talking about, Paul. Really don't. If you want to take a short position in the DAX and in the FTSE, do that. You now get a better entry than me, but I'm not officially doing that here because I might not be able to manage that, and also there's the probability of getting chopped up here. That's just me selling weakness. That's really it. It just looks weak, man. And surprisingly so. Was really surprised. It's a bear surprise. I'm very late to the party, right? So, FTSE position is slightly underwater. I will sell short again, directly below here on a first bar positive signal. DAX is now slightly in positive. So, Paul, joke, as you were talking about saber-tooth tiger and okay, that was, you wrote that at an hour earlier. All right. So, here is someone from South Korea. Hi, Andy. Hope you're doing well. The Korean market has been usually volatile recently. The semiconductor sector seems to be driving most of the moves. In conditions like this, do you adjust anything in your approach? I'm mainly wondering whether high volatility changes how you treat your key levels, or whether you simply size down and wait for cleaner setups. Any thoughts would be much appreciated. Usually, the European indices in August are, bloody hell, adding to my DAX. They're usually in summer mode. They're very slow, volatility very low. But I like when there's volatility. So yeah, I would probably just adjust my. I probably would need larger stops, right? If you place stops based on structure and you feel like the bars are longer now. Yep. So. Hi Andy, can you check our last day close on DAX is accurate on chart? Because it looks like to me line is not on 4:30 p.m. time. Hey, profit specialist. This is a CFD chart. So the close is never on. don't want to trade without you guys. Sorry. So closing that now. The close price line is never exactly on the close of the candle that concludes when the session is over. This because there's in the DAX that's called the cash session. CFD prices and cash prices are equivalent, but there is some discrepancies with the closing price. That's why you always go to Deutsche Börse website or to CNBC or whatever, to any reputable source, and look at the official closing price. The software does that for you, and if it's a couple points off to what you see on the chart, that's exactly why you should use the official source, because price will react to that. So Jürgen says, Servus Andy, futures is a bad idea to hold overnight because you're in full risk. With futures, you're also subject to margin calls. Unlike with CFDs, that means your account is empty. You have to make an additional payment. Think about the market opens with a 200-point gap with €5 a point. You're in a huge drawdown immediately. Think about a black swan and 1,000 points. Would never hold futures contracts overnight. Yeah, well, there's a couple of points I want to make. So a margin call simply means you don't have enough money in your account to meet margin requirements. So on CFDs, you can very well receive a margin call, Jürgen, right? However, and that's also not true for all CFD brokers. You know why CFDs are banned in the US? Because you can, or yeah, historically you could have ended up owing the broker money. Yeah. So nowadays, I don't know if there's still some shady brokers out there who don't offer that, but certainly reputable brokers and Trade Nation, they offer negative balance protection. So that means should your position go into negative, and as your position goes into negative, your